Well, welcome back everyone to the Pinnacle Cup #2. I'm Retro, joined by Fi today. We've actually got some really good games on our hands. I'm very excited to jump into the action with them. Kicking things off immediately, we've got two academy sides currently just been invited to the We Play Academy tournament. Looking really, really good right now. A refurbished, a new roster, mouz NXT versus what was a very strong side of Young Ninjas. Maybe not in very recent times, but a side that could definitely prove themselves. A banger of a matchup. Where do we start?
I mean, hey, I'd like to start with mouz NXT because mouz has just been on a tear as of late. I feel like there were a couple of doubters when this lineup first got put together, but boy, did they begin to shut them up very quickly. A 2-0 win over Entropic being the sort of green flag here for mouz NXT. A huge result, and the players have been showing up as well. Torji and JDC in the middle of your screen, definitely the man to talk about. But I mean, its entire project has been interesting in its own respect, bringing on Suhi and Zhen, as well as a new guy in Exertion that they sort of refer to as sort of their gamble, their X factor. And, well, Seacrone, a very, very experienced and tenured member of the Danish scene to coach them alongside. I feel like this lineup has so much more potential, and, we haven't even reached it yet, and it's already looking great.
No, exactly. I think it's really interesting that this roster's just been on the rise and on the rise time and time again. In that, we've had good wins. We've had that 2-0 over Entropic. We've had, the win over Gamer Legion, who again aren't looking too shabby in recent times. Spirit Academy, they beat 2-0. The results just keep coming in for this side, and I think that's something that everyone's got to be quite careful about here, heading into a game against mouz NXT, because they're the new roster, new guys on the block effectively. You've really got to be careful because they are proving themselves right now to be a very strong side. And you look over to Young Ninjas, and I mean, where experience lacks for the mouz NXT guys, most certainly it does make up for the Young Ninjas side. You've got ZTR just coming back off of the main NIP roster. I think really a lot of experience in his hands, as well as that Rolf, another individual I think's really proved himself. Nilo as well, very strong individual. You chime in with Fozy and Sapek as well. Very, very strong roster all in all for the Young Ninjas side. I think what we've got to see today, though, is a bit of a wow factor. We've got to see your ZTRs, your Nilos, your Fozys. You've got to turn up in these situations because, you've got the old reliable of Sapek and Rolf, who that can dish out some pain. As well as that, I think you can throw Nilo into that contention. I think we need more than just an average game from Young Ninjas to beat mouz NXT. You really need a wow factor, you really need a punch, and it's got to come with some individuals. Maybe not consistently, but enough to at least push them over the line in their first map and give me a bit of a confident one heading into the rest of the series.
Yeah, I think talking about Young Ninjas, we look at these players, and you might not have heard about them before, but they do pack a punch in the server, and you're right. We need to see that show up today. I remember watching an interview from LNZ and how he refers to the Young Ninja success, and it comes off the back of just an individual taking over a map. Fizzy was the man who did it versus MIBR in this tournament so far. They've also had some very close wins, close losses as well over Fiend. So there's definitely been some results as of late for Young Ninjas, but I would refer this match as sort of a bit of a stress test. You talk about where are the Young Ninjas in the space of the EU scene, and where can they make it?
Yeah, let's talk about the veto a little bit. I think we were discussing this pre the whole stream. We could see the Mirage come out for the mouz NXT side. I mean, Young Ninjas right now probably going to try and punish pick, but the veto is quite open. So of course, mouz NXT up for Mirage. This one I think is going to be a bit interesting to see. So they do decide for the Inferno, which we'll touch on in a bit here, and I'm just waiting for the decider. Ancient was hovering. mouz NXT having none of it. Get rid of Vertigo as well. So nuke our decider should we need it. Now, two things I want to pick up on. First off, the Mirage pick, understandable, but Young Ninjas opting for the T-side start, I think that's going to be something I think we can talk about a little bit. And also that Inferno pick, right? mouz NXT not really experienced on any map, right? But on their Inferno specifically, I mean, 100% or loss rate, they lost 16-14 to Skade. Maybe Young Ninjas trying a more punish pick than anything. Opting, instead of their highest win rate or most successful map, they lost to Skade on it, and they want to try and replicate that same success. Because that game was, 5 days ago, 6 days ago? It wasn't that too long ago. So again, trying to repeat that, try and get themselves out on the scoreboard in the winning fashion here for the Young Ninjas side. So interesting to see that they opted for the punish pick.
I will say, though, that loss versus Skade, it was a 16-14. It's very close
Yes,
for
yeah.
mouz. So I mean, they still look good despite losing it. And then if we need it, which I hope we do, this series definitely can deliver. And we do make it to nuke. And mouz, they haven't really had the test of their map pool yet, so we'll see how deep it goes. A win over Spirit Academy is all this team has logged on nuke, but Young Ninjas is definitely a different opponent, much stronger opponent, much more, I guess. You don't really think of the Young Ninjas as a drilled team, but almost playing over 100 maps in the last 3 months. These guys have been on the grind, and they're not going to let a team like mouz NXT's shake them so far. So these two maps, I mean, it could easily end 2-0, but it's up to the Young Ninjas on Inferno, and I think they can make things do there.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting, right? Is that instead of us saying the dependency is mouz NXT must win map pick of Mirage, we're leaning more towards the fact that Inferno has to be spun in Young Ninja's way, because we know that mouz NXT, very, very strong side. You do not want to mess with them, especially on their 3 or 4 wins on the side of Mirage, where we kick things off immediately. So we are underway. Round 1, and as mentioned, Young Ninjas starting on the T side. Even though this was mouz NXT's map pick, they opt to start on the terrorist side. Straight out towards A, we've got ZTR, Smoke, Flash, everyone else opting for the half armor. On the flip side, we've got Utility Central for mouz NXT, because we do have the Smoke Nade Flash on JDC, and on top of that, we have the Smoke Kit combo here on Chewy. So, outburst towards A, any contact made? Well, a little bit, but nothing too substantial. Chewy only taking a negligible amount, but a very quick reflex play out towards A has granted Young Ninjas a 5v5 and a bomb plant.
Yeah, they are going for this jungle control, though, and, well, it's starting to work out very well. Sapek with the initial one on a Torsi. They're trying to jump into the windows, but it's the T side laying down the pain. Busy, able to drop CUV, just leaving JDC, a very strong player in his own right, but this one just simply seems out the realm of possibility. Busy 1 HP. Oh, and he's even going to deal the headshot to JDC. Opener for Young Ninjas, and just a fantastic pistol round strategy. They get the bomb down, and you just take full jungle control. Those rotates become so very difficult, and they take that pistol round with ease. There will be a force buyback in, though, from mouz, so nothing to let off here. And boy, have they proven themselves very, very capable with these Deagles. Torji on a scout as well, still a threat in this round for mouz. Young Ninjas still do have to tread with caution.
I think as well that Young Ninjas must have done their homework, right? We noticed how much of a slack there was towards that A-hole. We had the very passive comp player. We had someone in deep jungle, and that was it, really. We didn't really have the wow factor shooting in CT. They were more than willing to play the retake for A, and Young Ninjas just more than happy to exploit that, throw that in their face, and go, you know what, we're ready to go once again. And so heading into this second round, yes, it's the force buy for the Young Ninjas side, and on top of that, mouz NXT joining them on that front, but the rifle is most certainly going to outweigh and outpower that of the Deagles. But I'm wondering, you know, what we can see from this fire, you know, what damage can be done by the mouz NXT side, and see if they can flip it on their head completely here. Molotovs are out.
Oh,
Zersh going to be caught,
oh no,
and
he's
blind
gone.
and gone. Good night, my friend. An opener found for the Young Ninjas side.
Oh, that's just a painful way to go. He's fully blind. He's standing in 2 mollies, and it seems like this one will be swept aside very quickly. B side just open, and well, the best thing you could do here for mouz is save, but ZTR isn't going to let you. He's hunting with the UMP. Rare to see this gun being purchased up, especially on the T side when you have the opportunity to take a MAC-10 or something along those lines. But, alright, let's see if it finds any more action. Torzi and Jane still hanging around towards T-spawn, trying to hold on to their guns. Because, of course, next round will be that full eco. You kind of need everything you can get. So, we'll see what ZTR can take away. He's actually already made his way up into the palace here. As well as, it is important for Young Ninjas to stack up a bit of cash while they're at it. This round being near flawless, definitely a talking point, but it might not stay for too long. ZTR doesn't want to give up his gun. So, we'll see. I think Torji and Shane will be holding onto their guns here. And that's a second for Young Ninjas. And so, yeah, you just easily sweep aside those pistols and you get yourself to a second.
Well, good start here for the Young Ninjas side, no doubt about it, but now it's the response. Again, you've got some of these weapons saved. I mean, nothing too substantial, but something to rock with for the mouz NXT side heading into this eco to try and punish, I guess, more than anything. And interestingly enough, right, of the rounds won, mouz NXT have a 65% on the T side. So of all rounds played that they've won, 65% of them lie on that T side. So you've got to wonder, you know, maybe Young Ninja's opting for the T side start as well to get them that early lead, to give them some momentum.
It's
maybe
dangerous.
Anyway, flash out towards B.
There
It
you
is
go.
the push in. Shui finds the first. Good opener. A second as Torzi to rip the head of Sapek off. Another shot rattles off by the scout, this time unsuccessful. ZTR back with one. Shui gone. Shane in the meantime going to try and level things out as best as he can into a 3v2. But Fozy in as well as Nilo, and now down to the scout of Torzi.
Low HP.
But exactly that. 1v2. Both players available to the one shot on this scout. In fact, one available just to the USP body shot. So, not impossible here for the scout player.
He just has to wait. He's going to creep through every angle, but I feel like Young Ninjas have a perfect idea of where he's coming from. And that flashbang will allow Nyla to cross to the site, and Fizzy is watching the market door. Torji does not clutch it up. Not quite at the end of it. Close, but no cigar. 3-0, though, for the Young Ninjas. And again, that was the eco round, by the way. I should mention, that is a great round, whether you win or lose that, for mouz. I mean, getting 3 kills on that, keeping that T-side money very, very low. Going into this full buy as well, Young Ninjas have to tread with caution here, because mouz on the full buy. Torji gets his off, the rest full M4s, and they're ready to rock. Already towards middle, though, and a little bit of a B-split in play, I think, from Young Ninjas. You see the bomb in the apartments. Very aggressive stance towards middle. This could get easily dangerous.
Absolutely. And well now, Fozy early damage taken, but Sapek's aggressive stance towards short. ZTR needs to be careful of this play, and mouz NXT wiping the floor with Young Ninjas so far. 4v2 situation already, JDC to find another, and oh my good god, JDC. Really nice with the M4, reflex shots on point, and that is a beautiful round for mouz NXT. 1 casualty, a first round on the board, and look at the money here for the T side. I mean, Young Ninjas, worse for wear most definitely. A decent buy in this round, no doubt, but in the back pocket, really nothing to express themselves heading into round 6 should they lose. So a do or die moment here for the Young Ninjas, but similarly for the mouz NXT side. So a very important round to shape the game here.
Fizzy has bought himself up an AWP, though, and he's looking to use it towards the A ramp, but he won't get anything. Nothing will bite. I do want to mention, though, JDC just absolutely putting them on skates in that previous round. Just incredible peaks there. Young Ninjas didn't even know what hit him. But in any case, it seems like Suhi's getting a bit inquisitive towards A main. This is big information for the CT side. They can afford to maybe stack out closer towards middle, put more presence somewhere else on the map. And I think they're going to need to do that. You can see the boost up into the window. Sapek making his way up towards the catwalk. And right now, already, a minute and 10 into the round, Young Ninjas have taken some very deep control.
Flashbang goes deep, Sapek caught blind, and again, ZTR attempting this jungle control. This time, manipulating it a bit to allow for that ladder room control to be taken, and that's where ZTR died the first time around. So, not all bad. And again, bit of utility over the top. I'm trying to just throw around a little bit of control, and hold on, what's this smoke going for? Deep towards short. Now that's cheeky. That's the short cross smoke, and so that should be a little bit elusive to the B play. I'm just wondering, JDC, will he get mollied out? No, the molly goes deep towards Van, and JDC, oh, it's unfortunate, got spotted out on the short play. Now Zershan has to go huge with the M4, finds the first, but one's not going to be enough. He's closed in on ZTR, Sapek, and well, just like that, 4v2, mouz NXT, a little bit rocked by that play. Maybe didn't anticipate the B push whatsoever. And that's granted mouz NXT another forfeit of a round, and Young Ninjas tallied up to 4.
And again, I talked about the advanced positioning in the mid round, and it comes back to haunt mouz. Perfect play, just cutting off the rotations wherever they go, and they're ready to... I mean, it's effectively, with such advanced positioning in the window and the ladder room, Young Ninjas can pounce on any bomb site they so please. And so now, well, all these guns are being taken away by the Young Ninjas as well. Zhen just has to hide out towards Pickett and hope and pray they don't come his way. But Sapek does not have any faith there. 4-1 for the Young Ninjas. and that is crushing for mouz. Back down to, well, effectively square one. A couple of these players do have some cash to buy in. He was known as a bit of an opper, at least on his time with the Izako Boars, so he could bring that back into play. Potentially, of course. Timeout being called in by mouz, and it'll give a quick time to shout out our sponsors in Trustly, where you can go ahead and pay quickly and safely without any cards, no app downloads, or registration. You can make payments with Trustly at pinnacle.com/odds, where you'll find the latest in-play offerings for Team X and Team Y. So, of course, that being mouz and Young Ninjas. And just remember that all sports should stay fun, so only play what you can afford and keep you safe. Our full terms and conditions will apply. But with that out of the way, mouz have a little bit of something to talk about here. What will the buy be looking like here? And as we fade away from the cameras, we get our sort of knowledge given to us. Deagle's in play and a scout on Zuhi. So, not all that much brought to the table here. They will invest for round number 7. Sorry, round number... Gosh, math is hard. Round number 7.
CTR finds the opener. Oh my good god, leaping through this guy's trying to find a second, can't quite connect it. He's given the space to back away, so an early advantage, nothing in the way of mouz NXT so far. Shane has to go huge, nothing found, and yeah, I mean, this is to be expected. You know, the half buy quickly torn away, whatever it may be. You didn't really stand a chance, did you, against a 5 rifle buy? It's just about the damage now. JDC can't find much. Last 2 players out towards connector. Shui keeping the scout in hand, and I mean, looking to save. I mean, I'm not too sure what you want to save right now to bring into the next. I mean, the scout's going to be void anyway into future rounds because, well, you're on a full buy in the next, as you mentioned, Vi, so I'm not too sure about that one.
Yeah, just trying to make a little bit of a play is all really the Deagles can do. You got to take the risks, and, well, the risks don't quite pay off. They'll try to hold on to whatever they got. Of course, Xertion does have armor to bring into the next round, so I guess that could be utilized. Maybe get some extra utility behind it, perhaps. Again, being that B anchor, you do need all the utility you can get. So, with that in mind, I mean, hey, you don't really get a win in that round, but you can just focus on this one and keep moving along. But right now, 5-1 for the Young Ninjas on their opponent's map pick. This isn't quite the start that they were looking for, and they have to find a way to battle back. This is the round to do it. Because if mouz falter here, we could find Young Ninjas stretching out to a very big lead on a map that I thought not necessarily they didn't have a chance in, but I didn't expect it to be this one-sided early, but this could always change at the blink of an eye. Round number 7.
Let's see, the full buy of mouz NXT to be brought into fruition for again. Another test, another chance, and well, Torzy opens up. Shui turns away, wrong time, but ZTR doesn't press off the back of it. It's all about timing. This connector play really could make or break this round for mouz NXT, and Shui knows this, waits for the smoke again, spots out the armor ZTR, drops the nade in close just to make sure, and a second one, slam dunk to his head, but again, still well within the picture, still well alive right now. Shui getting spammed down, and the smoke not actually showing a bit of him, and so another kill forfeited, a 4v4. AWP of Torzy now has to go a bit more into the aggressive stance and less from the passive play on ticket, and he will be attempting a bit of a comp play. Flashbang goes wide. Torzy, I thought he would have landed that, but more than makes up for it to the shot on Nilo. Traded up by Rolf though, and all of a sudden 3v3. Well, a dink but no conversion. Shane will drop down to 1 point of health. Xertion will pick off the back of it, and a very weird round as we end into a 2v2.
JDC coming in from connector, lasers down ZTR, now Sapek in the 1 versus 2. He spots out JDC, he actually takes the head. Holy, I thought he had a chance there for a moment, but Xertion does have the trade, and it goes down to the 1 versus 1, but mouz get the round nonetheless. And so, I mean, that's what they need at this rate. They need the rounds. They save the off as well. That'll go back in the hands of Torzy. And, well, we go again. Young Ninja still with a very hefty buy, but their line of credit has run out just a tad bit. AWP brought out still in play for Torzy. He's the strongest man in the server. But there is Fizzy trying to claim that throne. Pass towards middle, though.
Let's see. Can they do anything off the back of this fight? Can they deliver? Well, flashbang, not good enough. ZTR more blind than that of Xerxin. So, a first kill granted, an off angle towards underpass. Grant Shui a second. And again, Young Ninjas just picking apart by these rifles. Molly is going to force Shane out, and so at least a kill to go to the Swedes' way. It is a 4v3. It's not impossible by any standard. And another flashbang over the top. Grants a little bit of breathing room. Just a tad, but not enough to go off the back of it. Bomb going to be dropped into the hands of Fozy. Nilo goes aggressive. And actually, yeah, I was going to say maybe Rolf can catch off a CT player, but quickly diffused by that of the AWP. Shui on the flank. I mean, Bomb set down, so a bit of extra cash. But again, I'm not a believer in this round whatsoever now. 2v4, and you've got the flank. Shui is just going to be open for one, and he'll find the kill. Nilo, last man standing, in towards stairs, and already spotted, tagged up, and his gunshots will be everything. And Torzi will pick up the kill. mouz NXT, a third on the board. Slow out the gates, but slowly but surely finding their ground.
Yep, big round to be winning. Solid setup at the start, already having that connector and underpass crossfire. Makes it really, really difficult for these Young Ninjas players to make any headway towards middle, and they just get punished, not aware of the underpass player, and they get picked apart. On the A side, could have made do, but really that flank of Shui just absolute. I mean, it could have been reasonable for Young Ninjas to play that 2 versus 4 post plant, but Shui just locked in the round just like that. Half buy-in for Young Ninjas. I'm expecting a fast play out towards middle with a Tech 9 to Deagle. There is a Hero AK on ZTR, and they're looking to get into the thick of it.
Let's see. Again, another flashbang to try and grant aggression towards connector. ZTR. Oh, that is actually really smart. He ducks into the smoke. Shui to face, but still converts nonetheless. The flashbang does some of the work, but it is not looking great until Sapek finds Shui, and AK picked up. Now becomes a little bit more of a problem here because the connector control already established by the T side. We now have that jungle flank with the second rifle. These players have got half armor. This is going to be a problem for mouz NXT, no doubt about it. How they deal with the situation though. Shane to take a bit of aggression, does get tagged up. Torzi from behind does slight one down with the AWP. Though a lot more available now to hold on to this A site. Double stack towards CT. You've got the flank in for JDC, and then you've got that short pressure as well. Completely called it in Young Ninjas. No chance in this round.
You think, but Sapek is pushing in through CT spawn, but he does not check his left. And Exertion, he was playing anti-flash, will take the frag. Nilo just going to be food for Exertion, just leaving Rolf with 2 kills. Looking to pull the 1 versus 3 out of the hat. 46 HP, but he has quite the opponent in Torzi. He also has to cross the CT to get the bomb, and Torzi is just ready and waiting. It's down to Rolf. He has to hit the shot. He has to hit the pre-fire. It is going to be so very difficult for Rolf here. But will he be able to cross? He baits out the shot. Perfect work. He gets the bomb now. Now he's on for this clutch. Still on 46 HP. He can go down to the wall bang. But he does not. He's still hiding. He's still crouching behind the triple boxes. And he takes down Torzi. 1 versus 3 for Rolf. A 4K on the round. A 6 for Young Ninjas. How does he do it?
Unbelievable. Really, really good from Rolf. Again, just proving his ground, right? Proving that I said that you need names to turn up in this matchup. He needs to be one of them, and that he does. Really easy first, and then the second, I mean, yeah, maybe he should have been traded, but a third kill as well. Full utility belt on Torzi. Nothing used, just wanted to take the duel, and that'll grant Young Ninjas their 6th. A show of excellence, individual excellence nonetheless, and heading into this 10th round. Look at the buy here for mouz NXT. So nothing in the back pocket. Bit of a tag up. Shui dishing out a body shot. This grenade, way too deep. Not going to do nearly enough. And Xerxin, hold on a second. Ready to tase, it seems to be, as he's got the close angle on short as well as that. Young Ninjas not saying no to this mid-oppression.
Again, another one of the eco rounds here for mouz. It's starting to slip away from them a bit, though. I mean, it seems like we were talking about during the veto, Young Ninjas were the team that decided, or had the option of side selection, and they decided to select the T side for this, and you might be able to see why. Currently rocking a 6-3 scoreline at the moment. Huge clutch in from Rolf, by the way, to really swing this game back in their favor. That was a half by round for those who were unaware. You saw everyone wielding AKs, but indeed, that was the half by victory big boost to the economy and confidence of the young ninjas. Still have to keep their wits about them in this type of round, though. Another one of these B stacks, and young ninjas have walked into this one before. It hasn't gone terribly for them in previous renditions of this, and the Zeus is out for old Xerxin. There is Suhi at the back of the site. He could get a couple here. I don't think he can win the round here, but we'll see what damage he can do. First on to Sapek, but the red... Oh, hey, hold on here.
Wow.
Okay. That got a bit dangerous, but 7-3 nevertheless, and quickly swept aside by the young ninjas.
Yeah, 7th on the board for young ninjas, but again, increasing amounts of damage, you know, causing havoc on the back of the site. Shui finding a double, nearly a triple as well. You've got to wonder at some point, you know, mouz NXT, when do they want to start turning up their heat, providing themselves with a couple of rounds? Because we can't keep seeing the same stuff from them. We can't keep seeing them second best to young ninjas. Yeah, you know, this is the mouz NXT map pick. So you've got to be quite careful and quite cautious in your approach. Shot from Torzy through middle. Ooh, wow, close on the second one, but can't find anything immediately. Still a 5v5, still not a lot of control. Grenade goes in deep, ZTR tagged up, but it is a first kill granted for Xerxin. Traded out by the AWP Fozy, but again, a 4-on-4. Information gathered of a second player in middle. Furthermore, JDC, a kill to his name, spots out Rolf, takes the fight and wins it. It's now a 2v4. mouz NXT turn up where it's needed. The full buy looking successful as Fozy and ZTR fend off against everyone but Xerxin. Shui to fall, though, right back into the round, it seems.
This is still doable. In fact, they have a clear avenue to this A site. The bomb on Fizzy can make his way back in towards the A part of the map. He'll be able to punch in those digits. ZTR's covering this murder hole area as well, but he swings into the op of Torzy, who's holding the tie us the line. Now Fozy in the 1 versus 3, though, Retro, and he's done dirty things like this before in a post play. Can he do things again?
Let's see. Fozy finds the first. AWP gifted a 1-on-1. No way should it happen again. Does flick up. Shane defusing. Throws out the gun. Doesn't bait anything. Shane keeps sticking. Keeps sticking. It's a 10-second defuse. He's not going to anticipate this whatsoever. He peeks wide now, but bomb's already defused. Really nice adjustment to Shane. But again, bomb defuse. Money in their pockets. And the AWP saved. Not all bad for the T side considering the situation. Again, mouz NXT, as much as I don't want to hate on it too much, I think it's quite quick to say, you know, they're losing out way too much on this. You see the odds on Pinnacle before this game, really in mouz NXT's favour. Now, we're opting more towards the Young Ninjas side of things over at the Pinnacle side. So, I mean, again, I don't want to put my finger on it too early and go, yeah, this is definitely what's going to happen. But this is like mouz NXT's home pick. They've played it 4 times. They've won 3 of them against decently rated opponents as well. It wasn't exactly a walk in the park for any of these guys, you know. Playing this map pick of Mirage, they've beaten Lingby Vikings, they've beaten Gamer Legion, they've beaten the Spirit Academy. They took Skade to a 16-14. Again, another close show off with them. Against Young Ninjas, I would argue that right now they're not on the same level as Skade. So, you know, where's it going wrong right now for them on the T side? Again, though, we've got to weigh into the fact that on the T side as well, they are better percentage-wise. So, it swings and roundabouts to this whole situation.
Truthfully so. Of course, mouz going to have to battle back. That's the first round to do it and start a chain of events. Again, still a buy-in from the Young Ninjas. That two-side economy is so very healthy to deal with. How that actually have for this round primed, and it seems like mid-aggression in from Shane, swinging on through, but Sui's actually going to go down. Sort of a swing and a miss there for mouz, and just find themselves in the man advantage, or man disadvantage rather. But Fozy goes down on the B side of the map, up on the ground. Jen goes in for the spray, looking for the second. Nilo's going to do it with a deagle. And it's still down to the 3-on-3, but that defense is spread so very thin.
Let's see. Can they do anything? 3v3. NXT again. Aggressive JDC. So quick. Now, Xerxin could be good for one. Ah, yes, he gets them both. I was very unsure after the spray on the first, but he corrects himself nicely. It is a 5th on the board for mouz NXT. And again, looking strong. Out the gates, a bit wobbly, finally finding their ground once again, but we need more consistent than the previous. We need something within them. And again, this 2K from Xerxin made or broke this round. JDC really nice peek onto Nilo. And again, Messy spray, but really nice dink onto Sapek on the flick, and I'll grant mouz NXT one step closer to tying things up. It's 7-5 now, and an eco for Young Ninjas in round 13.
Yeah, finally, mouz have been given one of these freebie rounds. It feels like it's been forever. They've been facing down AK after AK. It's been so difficult to try and get back in this game. Finally, economy being broken makes life a bit easier, makes it easier to get back into the game, and you can see it's so free for Suhi. Oh, he's going in for the full spray. Torzi, though, stealing away the kills one by one. 3-piece for him, some aim training for these mouz players in round number 14, and you finally need some of those rounds as well. Keeping it clean all the same, and also maintaining a double op setup between Torzi and JDC. So going into round number 14, we reached the later stages of the half, but it's mouz with 3 on the trot so far, and they're doing a good job of making their way back into this. 8-7 looking at least a possibility, unless Young Ninjas want to stop here. Maybe an 8-7 for Young Ninjas, perhaps. They got the AK by, they're ready to deal damage.
Yeah, let's see how things go. Again, Young Ninjas on that buy, as you mentioned, looking to swing things back in their favour. Oh, Shui! It's disgusting. Oh, it's beautiful! A triple kill out of nowhere. Young Ninjas no more decimated out towards A. ZTR, the last man standing, got to do it all in this 1v4 and turn up the heat they do. mouz NXT right back in business. What a play by Shui. You cannot write that man off. And again, he steps up where it's needed. We were talking about, you know, this man, again, mouz NXT forming together 5 individuals destined for greatness, and they prove themselves once again. 1:05 to go as ZTR edging back the control, edging back the plays, and Shui not done just yet. Spots the arm, tucks away, and now the flashbang to come through. ZTR, a lot of work to do.
Yeah, this one doesn't seem in the realms of possibility. They know where he is. He's getting burned by the mollies, the flashes, the smokes, everything. mouz, they're just going to go at it. He's going to go ahead and concede this one. Or maybe not. Actually rerouting towards CT spawn. But the footsteps are heard. JDC is turned. He doesn't want to give up his op. Damage is what ZTR is looking for. It can really hinder the buy potentially for the final round of play. But he's really just swinging for the fences here, isn't he? So, I mean, it gives me a chance here. Suhi with a huge 3K, and it's so satisfying when you see this. ZTR, try as you might, you're not going to win this, but Suhi is going to be getting the confidence boost for sure. 3 kills on that hold. You saw every single one of them. Just perfection, and that's what we need from mouz here on their map pick to bounce back. They were down and out 7-3. Winning 4 in a row, looking to close out this half promptly as well. Final round here, and, well, of course, you have to spend everything if you are the Young Ninjas, and there isn't a lot to spend.
You're right. You're very, very right. And again, mouz looking so, so good. And this again from Shui. I mean, the trade is enough, but to find 3 off the back of that as well, really, really impressive. A 2K would have been enough, but he steps up again to the podium. And well, last round of the half, Young Ninjas wasting no time out towards B. We've got the bomb, we've got everything they need. JDC. Oh, missed shot. That's going to cost him a bit. Now, Sapek to try and gun him down, but Zershin in for 1. Rolf to trade. Deagles again trying to connect that. They do. Shui, another kill to his tally. Tags up to Rolf, but again, out-traded, outgunned, and dismantled it seems to be. mouz NXT in a 2v2, but as soon as I say that, Shane, Torzi, and Shane once more. 8-7 the scoreline.
Yeah, quick swing back for mouz in that type of round. I mean, of course, you have the utility to slow them down, force them in the open, and take the advantageous gunfights. And so let's see what the odds look like at the halftime. It seems like it swung back in favor of mouz. It started this series at 1.5, and okay, it'll readjust down there. You can go and get the latest odds at pinnacle.com/odds, or to, well, bet and try your luck at this game. But of course, remember, sports should be fun, and so to keep your safe, all full terms and conditions so will apply, and only bet what you can afford. But here, Young Ninjas, again, I feel like they fell out on the ropes here, and they're out again in a pistol round, downrange, out middle. JDC, but it's Bozzy to fight back with 2. JDC still dueling, and has taken himself a second on his own. ZTR out towards the firebox. He gets checked, and he doesn't have armor. Gets finished quickly, and JDC closes this one down. 9-7. what a statement of a pistol from mouz.
Really, really impressive stuff. And again, now my concern lies within Young Ninjas. What's their plan heading into future rounds? You lose the pistol buy. You've got to force in this round, no doubt about it. I mean, a bit more of a half buy for them than anything it seems to be. But at the end of the day, it's still very, very concerning to see Young Ninjas not really seem to be in a comfortable place anymore. Dismantled, maybe. A little bit shocked to see the pressure that they've been outputting. And hold on a second, what's going on the Young Ninjas side of things? We've got a triple boost in towards the ladder room. A molly goes in deep towards short to cut circulation completely off. Straight up connector Shui finds himself. Will go right through that smoke. Grenade goes deep. Flashbang is there. ZTR on the other side. He knows. He finds. He peeks. He converts. Woo! And Shui doubles down. Really nice with the MAC-10. It's 3 kills for him. Any more money? He'll be more to take it, but does not want to give up his life. So Torzi to re-peak, and that'll be mouz NXT on for a 10th. And in flawless fashion, it seems, as it's just down to Rolf.
I mean, okay. There's a nice setup in play from mouz to split the A site very quickly and catch the Deagles off guard, but they're also just hitting all the shots. JDC, I'm not sure how he annihilated that player in CT spawn, but he'll go in and do it anyways. And it seems like mouz have really warmed up into this game. It really does seem so. JDC hitting shots on this T side, and really, the confidence is beginning to flow for the Academy squad of mouz. 10 up for them. Young Ninjas can't have sort of lost their footing. I believe that's 7 rounds in a row, spanning across 2 different halves for mouz. It's looking very good, and it's looking very likely to be an 8th in a row, considering this is going to be a full eco. mouz have found their, once again, mouz have found their footing here on Mirage. That nice little statistic. 7 of 8 full buy versus full buy rounds. Winning those gun rounds, surprisingly. I think the majority of their, at least CT side losses were, of course, they have to be down to those ecos, and Young Ninjas perhaps got a lot of freebies, inflating that scoreline just a bit. Now it's mouz's turn to get these freebies, though.
Let's see. Spam on out again. These MAC-10s trying to claim souls. Rolf, a first kill granted. Trying to peek on out as well. More damage anticipated, but nothing too much. And a 5v4 post plant. Really good shot from Rolf to find the first, but I'm wondering, is there any more for any more? Well, yes, there is. Nilo claims a second. JDC, though, okay. Well, a double kill. That's eradicated all form of contact Young Ninjas have made so far. Any work unwound? 3v2 because Fozy's caught off Shui. Okay, Zershan, that's a bit wobbly. JDC finds his third and on for the fourth, and he will convert. But 4 casualties for the eco here. Really, really impressive stuff for Young Ninjas. Fozy going a bit huge towards the end there, and as well as that, you know, Young Ninjas in general, they just definitely do the damage that's required to keep and the mouz NXT a little more in their pocket.
Exactly. And I feel like mouz know they made a bit of a mistake there. They know that they should not be overextending like that. And they gave so many of themselves away to the Young Ninjas. And you can see what that does to the money. Torchi's down to $50. Zhen down to $750. It's not what you normally expect here from the T side. They're already at sort of a breaking point, barring JDC. So this round means a lot to mouz. Lose this, and Young Ninjas can easily start swinging back into this game. But, Torji with the entry at the off, and it's Nilo's AUG from underneath the pouch. And he's still ready to do battle, but Juhi's going to sit him down and cool his jets. 3-on-3 situation, but Young Ninjas are here with the rotate.
Well, let's see. 3v3. mouz NXT most certainly not out of this round. And yeah, I mean, still trying to take pressure towards A, but now you've got the AWP on short to assist. I mean, I would argue right now this is definitely going to be one of those situations where if you could have the AWP posted up towards A, if you can have just a bit of a cohesive sort of push where you have the short control taken, you can look out towards connector and then pincer in with this A ramp push, I think it could work out. But it's very, very conditional right now, and a smoke towards connector. Or, sorry, towards jungle. I was going to say, if it was towards connector, I'd be a little bit concerned. But I think that's going to be a plant for short here. And if that's the case, this could be worrying.
The molly.
Yeah, you need to get out of harm's way for that one. Keeping this 3v3 is exactly what he needs. That molly continued to tick away. digits being punched in. So plant is for short. That's impressive. Now, though, the killer's been found. They spot the short player. This whole play's been fumbled as the information given away. So more or less now Xerxan has to go huge. Smoke towards the connector spot. Xerxan finds one. Tries to transfer. Only good for one, though. Torzy needs to find a lineup. Oh, Torzy! Nearly the lineup, but he's good for the diffuser. ZTR continues to spam! And Torzy keeps it cool. Ice in his veins as mouz NXT back on board. They've got 12, they've got success, and they've got the bye torn away from the Young Ninjas. Again, so clinical with the AWP, so successful. And you start to see now why mouz NXT favour this T side. Really smart with the play, disciplined in the response. Yes, Shui and Xerxan go down without a bit of a fight, but the AWP positioning more than makes up for it. Torzy's a genius. mouz NXT 12, Young Ninjas 7.
Oh boy, Torzy knows his stuff, man. Look at this, almost gets the lineup too. Oh my days, Torzy, you madman. And he even gets it through. I thought that's, when that smoke went through top connector, I thought he was done.
Oh yeah.
But Torzy knows his stuff, and if you do, you can head over to pinnacle.com/odds and find the latest in-play offerings for mouz NXT versus Young Ninjas. And those odds most definitely favoring mouz at this state of the game. I believe, hold on, they went from 7-3 to 12-7. This is 9 rounds on the trot from mouz. And they've been doing it in a very stylish fashion. I'm loving every single moment of this game so far, Retro. And, well, we might get another one of these sort of Deagle rounds, but Young Ninjas have proven themselves potent before, but so has Torzy. He does not stop, Retro. Oh my days.
What a shot, what a cracker to open things up. And again, mouz NXT just taking their time, manipulating the play, whatever they can do to find the openers, they will. And that AWP sent out towards B. You've got great positioning now because you can take that mid-control. You have that B presence that Young Ninjas really can't work away from you. And so you're just going to use these rifles to whatever ability they have. Sapit goes aggressive, but Shui will counteract that. A second kill on the board. mouz NXT in a 5v3. It's looking very, very promising here for the T side. And that molly is going to extend that lead as Nilo forced away.
They did hear him burn just a little bit as well, so they have an idea of where Nilo is playing from. Even the flashbang into the ladder room, just allowing for this A split to be facilitated. But there are a couple of players tucked in hiding away. Not for much longer, though. The exterminators arrive, just leaving Nilo to maybe pick an AK and save. And I think that might be granted to him just a bit. Falling back towards the B site. The question is if mouz want to hunt, and this would be quite the hunt. I mean, only a 17 HP Nilo cowering away from the entire mouz squad. But taking our eyes away from the hunt just a little bit, taking a look at the game, 13-7 right now. That's 10 rounds in a row for mouz NXT, and they're looking to close this one out on a flawless streak. I'm just amazed by what I'm seeing at the moment. Of course, this is only the Deagle round, not the big sort of proven play here, as Nyla does eventually get rooted out. But right now, I mean, this upcoming gun round decides the game for Young Ninjas.
Absolutely. I think we've got to realize at this point in time, this was all for Young Ninjas. This was their game to take. This was like everything they should have had. Going up, what was it, 7-3 you mentioned at one point in time? That's your game all over. Starting on the T side, if you're 7-3 up, like, you shouldn't have this many mistakes. And maybe it's not a mistake of what Young Ninjas are doing wrong. It's just what mouz NXT are now doing right. It's very hard to read into a side with such little maps played. That's where they're finding their success, is the question mark. And Shui, okay, does get taken down. Xerxan trades a 4v4. Not a bad start whatsoever here for the T side. But again, a bit of a chance. Oh, okay, never mind. We're good. Shane, another 4v3.
Oh.
And yeah, this is becoming bad to worse here. Young Ninjas, they've got the AWP on Fozy, limited utility on the rest as well. Okay, looking through the smoke.
No way.
Oh, flash. Ugh! Look, right next to each other. Okay, JDC's able to help with that one, but oh my good God, I thought that was going to be the big play made. Rolf needs to be careful. Here's the scope, finds one. So, no trade on that, a 3v2, and not impossible for the Young Ninjas.
They know the B site's open, though. They've seen both players. Fozy's op was heard towards stairs, and Rolf emerges from the window. So now it's going to be towards the B site. Rolf has made his way here in time, though. He's actually at the back of the site. He can deal some heavy damage here. Tucked away, but oh, he's been spotted. The barrel's been spotted, and Jane capitalizes. Fozy, 1 versus 3. Has to try and do it here, but he has no head armor, no more life, no more rounds for Young Ninjas. 14-7, and mouz are dominating Mirage.
Wow, wow, wow. What a game this has been. mouz NXT looks so strong on the T side, and I can't wait to jump back in and have a little watch of this and why it works so well. I can't put a finger on it right now, but you can see, right, the momentum they're taking, the rounds they are playing in this game, at least, just looks so flawless with it. Like, this was already premeditated, the plays that they're making. Again, Torzi looking for the opener, roll for the deagle, tucked in on that close corner, and I'm wondering now if Rolf goes aggressive or if the AWP tries to flush him out. Flashbang over. Good for one, but not good for any more. Xerxan opens things right back up. Deagle's shots miss, and the M4A4 claims a second soul. Fozy looking for more connections with the Deagle, but at the same time, the M4A4 to overwhelm, and then all the rifles to jump on in to back him up. A 4v3, mouz NXT shaping up for a clean sweep on this T side.
I mean, this is just... It's likely going to be, no doubt in my mind it is, as well. We will struggle a little bit. Maybe an AK-47 for retrieval, but that's only small consolation. Staring down 15-7, and this is going to be 12 rounds in a row for mouz. They maybe just needed a couple warm-up rounds. Maybe they didn't hit the FFA DM enough, or who knows? Maybe they needed a little sip of an energy drink. I'm not necessarily sure, but they certainly warmed back up for here on Mirage, and this is a terrifying sight for Inferno, but it really feels like the tactics have sort of run out for the Young Ninjas. They're losing opening picks. I mean, you go 1-for-1 on the CT side, it's difficult for the Young Ninjas here. They've been digging themselves into very difficult situations in middle, trying to go for some aggression, but you just simply get traded, and mouz just out-position you in the mid-round. And it becomes very, very difficult, and you can see sort of a bit of frustration for these Young Ninjas players. And I think it's about time you start to focus up for the next map. That is your own pick. That is Inferno. Well, let's see what else they have left here on Mirage. One final buy here, potentially, for the Young Ninjas. Let's get this one on the road, Retro.
Let's see how things go. Sapek throws the lurk smoke. I'm not too sure how effective it was. We'll have to wait and see. And wait again. mouz NXT calculating aggression, but Sapek finds an opener. Big damage done to Xerxan as well, and Nilo finding Shane. Not a great start. JDC goes aggressive and, well, comes out on top. And what on earth is ZTR doing going aggressive there? He's been caught completely open. Molotov dropped in towards deep short. Bomb picked up. They are going to reallocate themselves towards connector and probably towards this A site. The question is, does Nilo get checked? Does he find the mark? And hold on a second, Fozy goes aggressive. Oh, Torzi's so clean, and yeah, now you know that B player's gone. You just got to reallocate again back out towards the B site, get the bomb planted, do whatever you can. Life is grand. Nilo has to find a 1v3 to keep Young Ninjas in it, and I really don't see that happening.
A couple of the players are on low HP, but once his position gets revealed, also just unrelenting market aggression, and Dorji's gonna close. What a convincing way to do it. That is, let me get this straight, 13 rounds on the trot to close out. What a fantastic Mirage from mouz, and we'll have to see what they have to bring on Inferno. It's looking good for mouz NXT. See you after the break.
Well, a very dominating start for mouz NXT leaves Young Ninjas to Inferno, their map, to try and get something done to stay in this best of three. Already a great start as well. Heads are being torn apart towards Banana. Torzi gets dinked, but in the process, Rolf at a similar HP level and losing Sapek and Fozy. A great start for the mouz NXT side here, Fi.
Already swinging around towards Arch, though. They're turning their sights somewhere else, and they fall into another man's crosshair. Down goes ZTR. Rolf here on lane. I mean, they're both isolated here. They're going to have to make some huge individual play. The mouz are just dominating so far. JDC is going to finish the job on Rolf, and Nilo's been spotted. Nice 1 versus 5 attempt here. It's going to be a hell of a try, but Suhi's going to sit him right on down. And a quick opener, a quick pistol round for mouz. And it's interesting to see the odds and how they favor mouz right now. 1.1 to kick off here on Inferno. I mean, of course, the one map that mouz has logged here on Inferno was a 16-14 loss to Skate. It was so close. They just barely missed the mark. And I mean, yeah, it was a loss, but I mean, such a close loss versus a team like Skate is definitely a talking point. So despite Young Ninjas, this being a very home map pick for them, it's still a very difficult one. It still should be a very difficult one. You can even see the little nade setups that they have ready. mouz are no strangers to Inferno. I don't think any Counter-Strike player is a stranger to Inferno. And so, well, mouz looking to take the fight straight to the Young Ninjas. Round number 2, there is the force buy in play for the Young Ninjas. Maybe looking to do an apartments pop. Perhaps split in through middle as well. And now the rotate is going to start centering around the bomb site, and here we go, Retro.
Shane in towards the mini pit position. JDC here to assist as well. Triple nade stack isn't going to be great, and JDC takes first contact. A second and a third. ZTR has picked up an M4, and well, it could do a bit of damage. He's found himself a second kill off the back of it. Fozy as well in the arch spot. Just got to be careful.
We're going to clear him.
And okay, well, noise being made. Fozy turns, ZTR another. Zershan against 2. Bit of a wobbly one. Does peek, finds the connection. Now, 1v1. Smoke in his way right now. Zershan dropping another one. Bit of a lurk smoke to allow the peek on forward ZTR to try and sit within it. Oh, noise has been made, and this is so smart from ZTR. If he can pull this one off, it would be big. Zershan, at the same time, it's all about timing. And surprise, surprise, ZTR quad kill within the round. And mouz NXT sent back to home base. Decimated on the force by Young Ninjas. What a way to turn up.
All right, they're swinging back, Retro. They are swinging back. ZTR picks up his he gets the entry on the Tech 9. He picks up the N4 and just eliminates everyone on the bomb site. That's 4 kills in that round, and a huge one to be winning for Young Ninjas. I mean, a dominating pistol round for mouz, but when ZTR is beginning to turn up, again, I talked about in the pregame, Young Ninjas have so many individuals that can just take over a game, and this might just be ZTR's time to shine. Deagle's in play here for mouz to try and slow them down just a little bit, and maybe even fight one back. But again, that's just simply an unlikely prospect with these MAC 10s holding these advanced angles, making all that money. Nilo taking 3 kills down with them, and leaving Suhi and only a 1 versus 5. You know, only a 1 versus 5. Here walking, and all the MAC 10s get all the kills. And plenty of money made. A quick second for Young Ninjas. And mouz down to the eco. I mean, again, I just cannot highlight how huge it is for ZTR to turn up in that way.
Let's see. Now, on the eco, really no choice for mouz NXT in this round but to just try and maybe group up, go for a bit of a stack towards B, you know, make an emphasis on the old find a kill and work from it kind of thing. But at the same time, you can only wonder at this point, you know, Sapek aggressing, MAC 10 on the mark. Oh my good god, if a grenade goes deep, this could be big. Flashbang. Ah, that is beautiful. So much damage done, but it goes both ways. First kill granted. MAC 10s, they are going to find a second peppered down. Deagle removed, and that's a MAC 10 dropped as well. So, 3v4 situation. Not all bad here, fine. Not all bad. However, mouz NXT most certainly aren't going to find themselves in an earshot of winning this one.
Yeah, it's more or less the damage. It's Young Ninjas who are fighting for a win here. So, well, nice try through the smoke, see, he can't really find anything there. And again, the MAC 10s are the ones making the money. That is huge for Young Ninjas. Look at the cash already. Nilo, a 9,100 by round number 5. Almost 10 grand for some of these players, which is just absolutely insane. And it's already mouz on the back foot. Even if you win this round, there are like 2 more buys after this for NIP to lock and load and throw right back at them. This is going to be a tough nut to crack for mouz. This is the round to do it. Torji again on the op. And I should mention, I mean, the HLTV rating speaks for itself in this game. We'll see if he can bring some of that same energy that he had on Mirage back to Inferno, but it's JDC to take the aggression down towards middle. First kill in. Torji takes down Nilo, but 2 in return, but Suhi has the last lap. It's a distinct man advantage for mouz NXT.
Got to be careful though. Look at the utility in both parties' hands. Well, there's all the utility used on the side of Young Ninjas, and Shui just gets the right place, right time, timing, and that'll grant mouz NXT a second on the board. Comfortable, but as you mentioned, the money was really at the masses in the previous for the Young Ninjas side, so the reinvestment really isn't going to be unlikely, and you can see the odds over at pinnacle.com/odds. That's ODDS. mouz NXT really leading the front, and again, you can go check those out and place your bets on these games and really enjoy the experience. Of course, there can be money to be won, but gamble what you can, and as we can watch at the replay, Shui mopping them up, shutting things down. Everything looking good here for the side of mouz NXT. Again, surprisingly enough, a good start from them. It's similar to that Mirage, but maybe a little more distinctive. Fozy just really aggressive through the molly, and he finds himself a first. mouz NXT maybe a bit stunned in that process.
Oh, but they're going back towards Banana, and they're feeding the beast of Torji. Now Exertion, though, going in for the swing, and it's Torji again, pulling up huge and bringing this one back in the favor of mouz. In fact, they are thundering down Banana. Fozy only at 11 HP, but he has backs turned. But Torji again, another quick scope, and JDC locks down the site. 3-3, but even then, I just have to say, even then, even if they took the site, the bomb is still in T-spawn. I'm just not necessarily sure what was going through the head of Young Ninjas there. But nevertheless, it's mouz NXT, it's Torji hitting big shots, and a big hold there for JDC to close it down. 3-3 now. And, well, I thought they had so many buys locked and loaded. Turned out I was wrong. Young Ninjas are back on an eco.
Well, let's see. Again, slow process to this round. First kill, Rolf. Shane will find his response. Shui again aggressive towards Banana. Rolf spotting him, but again, Deagle inaccuracy plus that M4 just overwhelming factor towards Banana. And I'm wondering now, Torzi going aggressive to this play. Shui still stuck in the corner, and that's where the AWP can exceed. Holding down the angle, and he'll find one, and Torzi will find a second. Easy as could be. mouz NXT in front, and the money for Young Ninjas decimated once again. It is a buy in this round, but again, it's sort of like your last leg of remaining in contention for now with mouz NXT. Pull away with a 5v3 lead, 5-3 lead. You're on the eco in the next round. It's very worrying. mouz NXT got to be strong in this one because, again, money playing a factor. Yes, we have 4 players that can rebuy, but Xertion probably on an MP9, Shane possibly on the FAMAS as well. There's swings and roundabouts to this whole situation, so on their toes, mouz NXT.
Yeah, but again, getting off to another... Well, they got off to a bad start on this map, but they're the ones clawing it back again, just like on Mirage. A bit of a nice setup here. Silent walk up into the bad rooms as well. But again, gotta stay on your toes. Young Ninjas have been silent about their approach. Now they're going to be loud. Now they're going to deploy all the utility, and it's back towards JDC here on this A site. But it's Sapeg who's going to be advancing through the smoke, and Jane will be able to deal with him. Now, oh gosh, the flank from Xertion. Able to clear out middle, but they're going back towards the B site, Retro. We're still in this. Young Ninjas have an open B site.
Well, big opportunities. I'm wondering, Young Ninjas, do they want to try and exploit it? Well, Nilo finds another towards middle, and that's going to draw back the A play. Yes, there was the flashbang, but Shane, he's going to be waiting. JDC, on the other hand, more than happy to just let this one run, see where they go, and Out towards A they stand. Bomb dropped. Nilo nowhere to be seen. He's out towards long. And JDC maybe anticipates this one. Got to be careful.
Barrel spotted.
And oh, wow, JDC. So quick, so slick, so easy for him. mouz NXT 5, Young Ninjas 3. No bomb plant, no money. Suffering to say the least, the Swedes.
Oh, dear. JDC was... he just has such an interesting story as a player. He was on the Unicorns of Love as a sort of German, in the German tier 2 and in the sub top over there, but I thought he would never be able to see the light of day as a player, and I'm so glad that mouz NXT have picked up this such a strong rifler for their lineup, and he's proving himself in this. He's getting this international attention now, but hold on, we have a little bit of round at hand. Young Ninjas going in for the half buy, and I should mention, they are starting off on the right foot. Good damage dealt to Torji and JDC.
Grenade. Doesn't go as great as you'd like. And I mean, 2 players on low HP for mouz NXT is a little bit of a worrying state. Shane does find a little bit of damage, but again, nothing too much. Smoke goes in deep. Nothing off the back of it just yet. And well, mouz, they are going to have to hold on to another A play. It is explosive. It is a start, but it is JDC. Turns up for a double. Play still pouring at the masses out towards A. JDC finally goes down, but it's more damage extended. Shane in for another. Nilo, last man standing. They know he's on the middle of sight. At least they should do. Not in on pit, and they know he was the casualty for JDC, and Shane will mop him up with the pistol. mouz NXT 6, Young Ninjas 3, another bomb plant, and then insufferable amount of cash in their pockets, but it will be short-lived, an investment into this one. 5 in a row for mouz NXT.
And again, it's another one of these streaks of rounds. Will they close out the game off the back of this? Probably not, but all things being considered, with the form that JDC is in at the moment, it's absolutely fantastic. And, well, you know what else is fantastic? Trustly, our sponsors here for the Pinnacle Cup, definitely allowing us to, well, keep our online banking payments quick, safe, and, well, perfectly in perfect condition. Of course, you can try making payments at Trustly using pinnacle.com/odds, where you can find the latest in-play offerings for mouz NXT and Young Ninjas. And always remember that sports should be fun, so only play what you can afford, and terms and conditions apply. All things being considered, though, mouz NXT are the ones making the big strides in the game. I'm actually surprised they're the ones calling the timeout, maybe to sort of characterize their next fate of the game. Of course, we are making our way to the middle of the game, round number 10 here, and Young Ninjas are back on a bye. You can change up the strategy, maybe throw in a little bit of a mix-up if you are mouz. We'll have to see, though. Shane aggressive in the apartments, but it's Rolf to take down towards you. Big hitter dropped.
Well, let's see how they react off the back of it. Still full rifle, still very capable players in on this side, so no doubt about it. But an over-rotation towards A's cost them the B's side. Lots of utility over the top. And that'll be this one completely gone. Shuey playing the trigger discipline, but oh my god, no one's in middle. That's going to be out on B. A 4v4 retake is a lot more manageable, though. If Nilo stayed alive, I think mouz NXT probably would have waved this one off completely, but instead, you know, being level, if you can find another kill. Oh my god, can you find another kill? JDC's flashbang is pixel perfect. Shuey in for a double. Fozy does find Shane, though. Got to be careful. Flashbangs are good from both parties. Caught another one blind. Shuey not done just yet. Does edge on forward. Sapek him with one. Fozy to defuse the situation as he finds 2. Things were looking good there for mouz NXT, but Young Ninja's more than happy to take them down. Everything looking quite good now for the T side once again. Some power restored, but it might just be short-lived. In this play here, Shuey's so slick with it. And JDC's flashbang, you can just tell that is a round to remember, most certainly.
I thought the flashbangs were so good for mouz. I thought they would win the round, but it seemed like no one swung off the back of them. And Young Ninjas, no longer blind, easily able to pick off these mouz players as they walk into that B site. Still a buyback in, of course, winning, I believe, 6 in a row from the jump, or 5 in a row, rather, from the jump. After Young Ninjas hit that magical 3. Well, they're looking to continue, but Young Ninjas are going to stop them at the door. JDC yet again, though, here to bring things back. 4 versus 4 situation, but it seems like the B site is a target. Shui's been good here before, though, Retro.
Well, let's see how things go. Shui. Oh, it's good. Flash, though. He's going to be caught off completely. A 3v3, but you do have Causey, you do have that warp, you do have a chance. And JDC, White single Causey. That was close, and another second shot that millimeters away from his targets. Through that smoke, doesn't seem to have much of a problem in knowing roughly where they are. Good flash, and again, JDC just punishing that pull play completely. Really impressive stuff that mouz NXT, 3 out of 2 flashes from that position. And now they continue to press, they continue to push. Fozy, nice reactions onto the boost of JDC, but swings blind, that'll cost him his life. Sapek in a 1v2, flashbang, huge decoy. Torzi finds it, got a kit, plenty of time. mouz NXT 7, Young Ninjas 4. And again, don't want to play that round down too much, but you got to think, again, that flashbang on pull, really standout moment for the mouz NXT side to get themselves in front.
Lovely stuff from mouz. You see the team play is absolutely perfect. They have that player coming in from the banana position, and they have a perfect flashbang from CT Spawn, and the trades just work out. Torji getting massive quick scopes onto Sapek and Fozy. I was about to mention, it's the exact same duo that won them the previous round on the B site, but this time around, it's a different state of affairs. mouz take the win. They're up to 7. Back in with another buyer, the Young Ninjas, though. And again, only surviving with 1 player is going to really hurt that economy. MP9s and FAMAS is brought out for mouz. Not saying that they're not unserviceable, but it's going to be difficult on this A.
Let's see. Spam from JDC. Good for damage. No kills just yet. Finally a first. A second. The MP9 of Shane needs to find more. That he does. Claims another soul. Not even finding more than one. Xertion trades. Fozy 1v4. And we talked about how money could have been a problem in that round. But mouz NXT dismissing anything. Really impressive stuff from them, as they now have to find just Fozy. Torzi holding the angle in middle from T-Spawn. And I think it's safe to say that's going to be that for this one, no doubt about it. 8-4 the scoreline. Really impressive from mouz NXT once again.
Yeah, it seems like a couple of the players from Young Ninjas have also just cooled off a bit. ZTR, off the back of getting a huge 4K in that second round force, he's only gotten 2 kills since, which is just sort of a bit of a statement there. There's been some nice shots in from the Young Ninjas. That B-side hold was very nice, but again, it's cooled off a bit for the Swedes. And mouz are, I will say, on fire. The multi-kills have just been there on every single execute. Great bomb site holds from all of their anchors all around. Well, if they were on land, fist bumps all around. Again, Fozy will be just likely here to save with 10 seconds remaining. But 8 up for mouz on their opponent's map pick. Starting to really give Young Ninjas a run for their money. Something has to start, and it has to start quickly for the Swedes.
Well. Rounds have got to start pouring in for the T side of Young Ninjas. Just unbelievable stuff so far. mouz NXT look well within their depths. I can't say the same for Young Ninjas right now. I think we just got to give them a bit of time. This round is weird. Fozy's gone, of course, to keep the AK half armor, what have you. Everyone else half buying. I'm not too sure about this one, if I'm honest with you. But at the same time, you can only wonder, what's going to be the outcome of it. Torzi getting the information towards middle. And again, things just simmer down to a default. And Young Ninjas, I mean, they have been absolutely slammed so far in terms of this control. They push through. Hellstrike nades doing so much damage. And yeah, caught out with your gun.
There we go.
2 kills towards Banana. Very promising here. M4 as Shane caught blind. Sapek to plant the bomb. It's a 4v3 now as Shane just escape with low HP. But back into this round, MP9 and Orb still on high health. Still could go huge.
But again, all of these players were armored. They all get their hands on AK-47s. This could be very lethal here. mouz are going to go in for it, though. They're swinging to the fences, and it's 2 for 1 so far. Man advantage firmly in the hands of mouz now. JDC going huge on the MP9, and Torji again. So good on the AWP. Quick scoping away at Fozy, and that's 8. Make that 9 now for mouz NXT. Huge stuff on the retake. You think those B site post plants are hard for the CT side to retake? Well, mouz will go ahead and prove you wrong. They dismantle those crossfires with such ease. And right now, mouz are looking like a tier 1 team. Just a team play is all there for an academy squad, no less. I mean, with this kind of performance, you gotta look to the future and see what this roster can do. Again, this game is far from over, and the Young Ninjas still have room to maneuver, but this has just been a lights-out performance from mouz.
100%. There's no doubt in my mind that, you know, this is going to be a roster we've got to be careful for in the future, but this game not done just yet. Torzy, maybe not expecting a boost. The flash bang is good. And again, 2 kills towards Banana. Nice trade there for the native Shuey, but it's a 3-for-1 towards B. And that's going to cost you an awful lot. In fact, JDC and Shane probably going to opt for the save in this round. So no 10th round just yet, as it will be forfeited unless they now want to try something. In a 3v2, it's not impossible. I mean, I think you're a bit ballsy to go for this one, but I mean, I don't think they'll be saying no to this situation entirely just yet. Get a feeler out there, see what you can find.
Yeah, they're too far away from the bomb sites to even contest. Maybe if they're a bit closer, maybe if they're towards bottom banana or towards CT spawn, there might be a reason to go for it. The money isn't in a terrible spot for mouz, but they'll have to concede this one and make sure they have guns for the final. It still could be a 10-5 half for mouz on their opponent's map pick. It's still looking good. But again, I think a bit of an overstep there from mouz towards the top of banana. I mean, Torzy just kind of left sleeping at the wheel, not quite aware of all the possibilities there for Young Ninjas, not ready for them to be so close, and he gets punished duly for it, and the rest of the team can't really shore up the line. I will say, I mean, Young Ninjas, you see a mistake, you see an opening, they fill the gap, and they take the B site, so more power to them. Definitely the rightful winners of that round, and they're going to need this one to really stay competitive. A 10-5 scoreline is a very difficult one to overcome on the CT side of Inferno. They're going to need a 9-6 here, I feel, if you are the Young Ninjas, and mouz are back in with it. Torzy back on the op. M4s and AKs still retained, and the only really compromised is the FAMAS of Xerxin. Already up towards banana. Fast, though. Sapek looking for a frag.
If you can find anything, it would be a bit promising, no doubt about it, but I'm wondering as well at the same time, on the flip side of things, you know, what are they going to do to exactly stop him right now? Flashbang over. Torzy caught blind, and a really, really nice flashbang there for the Young Ninjas. That was from the boiler position, I do believe. A really, really nice flash, and again, nothing too substantial going on right now. Sapek trying to edge his control out towards B. I'm not a big fan of this, by the way. Putting one player out, trying to find all this control. I'm not against it. I think you've just got to be very cautious in your approach, though. And again, Shane, way too aggressive. Way too unfortunate as well. Runs into the wrong gun. JDC to trade. Sapek finding Xerxin out towards B. Nice trade for Shuey. Rolf, though, looking for the shot out towards A. Nothing found, and I think they are just going to head right back towards B. This Molly going to force Shuey forward, and that he will be caught out. ZTR keeps his cool. A 3v2.
No smoke.
And yeah, no smoke. They have to cross in the open, and that's where the AWP exceeds.
Oh, but if he's not watching the cross, then what's the point of it? But he will be able to land the shot on a Fozy, winning the op duel. Torzy has just been untouchable this game so far. And he even spots the player dropping down to the pool, but he's ready. Oh, but JDC hits the shot. And now ZTR up for yet another one of these clutches.
Bomb sap, ZTR, half health. Dished out to Torzy. No kit. That's a problem. A really, really big problem. And again, seconds are passing. Taps it. Torzy. Oh! Good night, my friend. ZTR dishing out the one taps. And that'll be mouz NXT 9. Young Ninjas 6. Still in this game, it seems, the Swedes.
Getting that 9-6 scoreline, I said it was necessary, and they find themselves there. Still, the odds absolutely crushing for mouz, though. But I still give Young Ninjas a bit of a chance in this map. There's still an opportunity to start grinding back some rounds, but it has to start here with the pistol. This is a must-win for the Young Ninjas. But with this nice little 1 versus 2 from ZTR, waking back up into the game, could put some wind back in the sails of the Swedes. we'll have to see as we enter into our second half pistol. A bit of utility cobbled together here for mouz. Oh, and okay, I expected some balcony aggression to come in, but mouz are prepared for that. So the nice little nade set here. Nade, flash, and smoke for 2 players. It'll be interesting to see where those go. But right now, it's just going to be a slow creep and crawl towards the apartment's position. And there's only 2 players back on the A side. Now the rotation will begin just a little bit here. But mouz are playing this pistol round. You normally see a very fast and pacey pistol round where you just try and explode onto a bomb. Like this, mouz are playing this one like a gun round, taking procedural map control. We're gonna go execute on a site. The X's and O's have been drawn, but now towards Banana, they'll face. Nade goes in, does some significant damage, decent damage enough, and Rolf's the only man here on the B site. He'll be forced back into CT spawn, and mouz have the B site to work with. 5-on-5 retake, Retro. This is about to get messy.
Really impressive that mouz working out, as you mentioned, very much like a gun round. I think this pistol looking really, really good for them. Let's see if they can convert off the back of it, though. I'm wondering if they do. Grenade goes deep. Nothing found off the back of it. A kit on ZTR and a flashbang on Rolf. That's all the availability we have for this retake. It's up to the guns to do the work. Xertion towards the insertion once again. That'll be a 3 for the price of 1. And make it 4. Shades of fine. Fozy, ZTR, last man standing. Does find 1. Has the kit as well. But too many players, too many angles, too many spaces. And not enough time. Down to 2. Does get taken down. And he'll find them in the end. Do they survive? 1 does. Shane. And that's all there is to it. mouz NXT 10. Young Ninja 6. But 4 casualties on the T side. Let's see what they do off the back of it here for the Young Ninjas.
Yeah, some extra kill reward bonus farmed up by ZTR. In fact, he'll use that to drop a scout over to Fozy. And there will be a fairly potent buy-in from the Young Ninjas, but I guess the same goes for mouz. 2 AKs brought into play. And a real, I mean, that round kind of summarizes what Inferno retakes are like. The 5-on-5 situation, there's just too many crossfires to deal with all at once. We'll see what the Deagles can do. They're going to get a bit inquisitive here towards alternate middle. The street, wherever you're from. Here in America, but you just call it alt mid.
Second mid.
Second mid. That sounds a bit more professional than us just cutting ourselves off and making a bunch of abbreviations. In any case, though, mouz just going to be probing the map here. And while they take the top banana control, it seems like a B-side execute is inevitable. Shuey just going to be doing drive-bys with the MAC-10, and we're off to the races.
Yeah, good start for mouz NXT, but got to capitalise off the back of that as well. It's good enough to find the opener. It's about getting yourselves on this site, though. Xertion down to 4 points of health. Got to be careful. Shuey as well on the other side of this smoke, looking for something. And again, mouz taking their time. They want to make sure this executes right. It's calculated to perfection. Rolf, though. Blast off a shot. Spam coming on through. Can't connect. Post plant 4v4. Shuey up close with his MAC-10 as well. I'm wondering if this is going to go undetected or if Shuey goes aggressive or, well, he'll be gifted a free kill. Going to drop a flash as well. Goes aggressive. Fozy low on HP. Nilo converted. And this is a mouz NXT round at 11th on the board to their name, no doubt about it. It's about the damage done, though, and that they have done masses of. ZTR in a 1v4. Last man standing. We know he's not going to win the round. It's just about finding the exit. Going to save the Deagle half armor. But at the end of it all, it's an 11th on the board. It's no rifle in the hands of ZTR. And it's mouz NXT. One step closer to a 2-0 victory.
Yeah, this is a devastating round to lose if you are mouz. If you are Young Ninjas. Because, well, you needed that early start here on that CT side to get back into your map pick. But now you're down 11-6 on the full eco, likely to be 12. The deficit is just so difficult. There is a gorge between the two of them. It is going to be so very difficult for Young Ninjas to get back into it. They will have to eco this one. They'll be able to get the rifles up for the next round. But all things being considered, it's still a hill to climb. This one should be a freebie for mouz. But if Young Ninjas win this round, I'm just saying, it's very unlikely now that they're already probing out the B site. So I can already shut myself up on that front. But So this will be a 12th, unfortunately. I was about to give a little bit of hope to this round, a little bit of light, but mouz will walk into an MTP site. And, well, the question is if Shane wants to get aggressive and start farming up the stats a bit against the pistols, because those digits will just be punched in. And this round is done away with.
I'm wondering what's going on. Oh my god. Oh, this could be huge. 1, 2. Knows where the third is as well. Does he anticipate a player on his right? No, he doesn't. Foes, you'll find a killer. Mac 10 and an 8k in the hands of the CT side. Already the SMG gone though. And ZTR trying to hold on as best he can with it. Gets taken down by Zershin. Easy as could be. mouz NXT 12-6 the scoreline. 4 away from success. 4 away from the 2-0 here, Fi. I'm really impressed by the performance so far, and you can see the odds over at Pinnacle now. Next to nothing for the mouz NXT side. And 1.019 multiplier on whatever you put in, which, you know, some might say is free money. I'm most certainly on the believer of now that mouz NXT really, really hard to fight back from this position to lose this game. I'm really excited to see as well, you know, further on from this event, what is mouz NXT going to provide us with? I don't want to sit here and, you know, say either it's over, you know, like Young Ninjas really weren't the better team today, because we have seen some sparks from them. But my statement is now, you know, this is the 2-on-1 stage, so this isn't the last time we're going to see Young Ninjas in the event. mouz NXT moved 3-1 in this event, joining Endpoint, Sinners, and Skade. 3 names I would not put mouz NXT on the same level with, considering the amount of time that they've been together and the amount of time they've had to practice. I'm really impressed by this project. I want to see where it goes more and more as we kick things off once again. Looking strong here, mouz NXT, 4 rounds away from the 2-0 sweep.
Yeah, to think that this team also started in the groups, the GSL group stage, and, well, maybe they should have been an invited team, maybe even a playoff invited team, who even knows at this rate. But in any case, already fast up towards middle, moving with pace. Look at this set strategy. They're just crunching on this A site. JDC leading the charge, Ozzy completely blind. They're just all moving in sync, in symphony. But Nilo has pulled off 3 kills from out of thin air, bringing this one back in a 4th as well. Jimmy will put him down, but the damage has been done. Up for the 1-on-3.
Anticipated, but not expected. Sapek catches him off guard, and Young Ninjas will find themselves a 7th. Not bad whatsoever so far. Really, really not bad at all. And, well, now, after that timeout, it works better for the Young Ninjas than it does for mouz NXT. But, of course, at the same time, it's a marathon, not a sprint. And heading into round 20, again, mouz NXT 4 rounds away, more than comfortable. Just to sit back, relax, rebuy, get all the utility in your belt, get the AKs out once again, and retry this round 5. Round 20, mouz NXT 12, Young Ninjas 7.
There is still a buyout for mouz, though, but a good start there from Young Ninjas to battle back. It took a huge individual play to do it. Can they keep replicating that kind of success? Again, I'll hark back to that LNZ interview during IM Cologne, and that was talked about Young Ninja's success being very individual based. Nilo turning up to the party here, but Fozy has the op in hand, and we have yet to see some big things from him. This is his opportunity to, though, but forced back by some excellent utility from mouz, and they'll be taking the map control without a hitch. Still a 5-on-5, but great advanced positioning towards this A site, and mouz might just be ready to jump.
I see. Damage again going towards both parties, working for that first frag. mouz NXT taking that mid presence. I'm wondering, anything off the back of it just yet, though? No, not right now. Utility pours on forward. Shuey takes the aggressive play. Doesn't spot the player in apartments, but way too many rounds of ammunition spent. ZTR and Fozy back with one apiece, though. Really nice from Torzi to try and level things out. It's a 2v3. It's a possibility. It's a slight chance. Bomb has to be retrieved. Torzi running away to scoop it up and bring it back to the round. But he could cross now. But the longer he spends in this pit position, the longer it gives for the rotates to happen. and he's going to figure that one out the hard way as he slowly makes his cross known now. Does get away in the nick of time, and now a 1v3. Sapek tags up. Torzi has to go huge. Finds the first, low HP on another, don't forget it, and he does find it, but Fozy to keep his cool. For a second there, I thought he had a chance, but shut down at the final hurdle. Fozy going to tap the defuse, stick it. Young Ninjas 8 now on the board.
And this is starting to, I'm hearing rumbles in the distance. Retro. Young Ninjas putting 2 convincing gun rounds in a row. Might spell bad news here for mouz. Big time plays here on the hold. Oh, we're getting the replay in from Nyla. It's a nice little 4K here from the previous round. But in that one, sort of the execute didn't really materialize in the way that we normally saw. I was used to some very flawless scenes. We saw in the previous round it was looking very fiery from mouz. Now they have to cool off a little bit with the half buy, and now it's going to be Fozy to start lighting up the kill feed.
Really good start. Again, the half buy for mouz NXT, so nothing too much going to be going their way. Maybe a bit of damage can be done here and there. That would be quite nice, but okay. Shane finding headshots. Oh, Fozy getting caught out. ZTR as well, got to duck out of harm's way. And,
what?
Oh, okay. What's going on now?
Are you serious?
mouz NXT. It's Shane. It's all Shane. The party just revolves around him as mouz NXT now in a 2v1. All down to Sapek. Shane picking up the AWP. No way does he push through this smoke. No way does he have the balls to go for this. Shane. Peekaboo. Now down to Zershan. 1v1. But M4A4. Both players available, so the one shot. But it has to be the headshot from Zershan. Jumping on over. Does he find the kill? Surprise! He finds it. The 2v1 should not have been lost. Shane going way too aggressive. Arguably does give Young Ninjas a 9th. Impressive to say the least. Still, 4 casualties in this round. Way too much to ask for. mouz NXT should never have been in that position anyway.
But they should have been winning that round as well. I mean, there's argument to be made for both sides. First of all, Young Ninjas had no idea what was happening. I didn't know what was happening. And they all got picked apart at Moto. They all got caught in the middle of the open. I think the replay can paint the picture pretty darn well. Well, we'll get Sapek's 1 versus 2 instead. And this is very well played. I believe a teammate likely made the call for Sapek. It didn't seem like he immediately adjusted his crosshair to the big pit, but a teammate made the call that someone crossed over just on the edge of the smoke. So, able to clutch that one up in the 1 versus 2. Now 12-9, though. The buy is back in. Again, you said how successful. That was only a half buy from mouz. Keeping that money low. At a breaking point now for Young Ninjas. The round count, as well as the economy. But still, mouz going to be probing on the map. Their executes have not been very convincing, though, Retro. That's my one worry for this T side. Is yes, they can get all the map control, but what can they really do with it, is the question. So, we'll have to see what round 22 has to offer for mouz NXT, but it's Young Ninjas who are on the road to recovery.
Let's see how things go off the back of it. Fozy anticipating the jiggle, anticipating the play. Oh, does get dinged, but for 3 points of health, and he reaggresses off the back of it. Sapek another. Shui does find the trade. It's a 3v4, not the best of scenarios whatsoever to be in. The flashbang forcing him off the angle, and Shui was thinking about going aggressive, thinking about pressing forward, but nothing off the back of it just yet. JDC out towards A as well as that. Shui finds another kill. ZTR low, JDC not as low, but still got to paint the picture of a kill. Nilo trades a 2v2. Shane in apartments. Shui banana. mouz NXT very split on the approach. He needs to find this kill. And Pika, boom! Shui will find it. A 2v1. Rolf needs to pull off huge.
He's holding the cross, though, but he's been spotted as well. Now Shane can just wait for his teammate, and they can play this as a double swing, and there you go. Absolutely perfect from the 2 poles of mouz NXT. And it's Shui's 4K, bringing them back. Excellent work. He gets some of the kills on the B site, runs back towards A, and just annihilates everyone, everywhere he goes. 13-9, and it's mouz who are in the lead.
Yeah. Really, really impressive stuff. Again, I'm just a little more concerned, I would say, about the whole mouz NXT situation taking the timeout now. We knew what happened in the last. Is it going to happen again? If it doesn't, that's absolutely fine. But I'm just thinking you've now given, 30 seconds or so to just mentally reset, think about the plan. Young Ninjas yet to delve into their own timeouts, but again, at the same time, you've got to consider, mouz NXT taking this 30 seconds, something's coming. A storm is brewing, and you can see mouz NXT looking quite comfortable on this front, I would argue. And, I mean, all the players more than happy to just sit around, wait out the 30 seconds. Let's see what happens. Heading into the next round, though, it's got to be a big round. A big game up ahead as well. mouz NXT to qualify from this Swiss stage. This round's got to be theirs. This game's got to be theirs.
It's everything invested here for Young Ninjas as well. Down to the bottom dollar, Deagle's MP9. Desperation from Zapek, but it's not going to work out. Xerxin, he's been quiet for most of this game, but loud in this one with the MAC-10 and looking to take his services and the rest of mouz NXT services towards this B site. Smoked out initially, though, might slow them down from the jump. But as it fades, they're sure to jump on this opportunity. There's even some mid-aggression in from Young Ninjas. Huge shot, though, from Fozy. Drops Shane, and now it's question marks arise for mouz. They don't know where this CT side is lurking and hiding. They're going to have to clear out every single angle, and Nilo's going for the big play, Retro.
Oh, Nilo, don't panic too much. This position really could be the play. It could be the opportunity for them to find something. Oh, Shui, just so smart to read into that. Nilo thought he was in for such a good kill. Or even a lineup, but nothing off the back of it. A 3v4, that hero play gone. And now you're reliant on a vacant A bomb site retake. It's not going to happen. mouz are going to find 14. So impressive to see from them. And that pinning's all down to that kill from Shui just then. That gives everything that mouz NXT need. Had he have not found that kill, had he have not found that aggression, that'd have been it. Round gone, done, dusted. Happy to say goodbye to the mouz side in this one. Instead now, though, 14-9 the scoreline it seems.
They will at least hold on to some of their weapons. It's not a complete round lost by elimination, because that would just spell the end of the Swedes, I would just have to say. But it's still going to be 14-9. The bye is going to be scattered. Likely these two remaining players are down to an eco. It's looking likely to see 15 and perhaps the end of this series, unless Young Ninjas can pull off one of these upset rounds. It's so very necessary here. Every single round this half has been necessary. They put up a couple very convincing CT size holds on that A site. It was looking very, very good. You see that little splash of blue in the middle of the yellow. 3 rounds on the trot was taken by Young Ninjas. They were all gun rounds as well. But mouz NXT have begun to find their footing yet again on this T side. And they're looking to go and close. Again, the eco in play here for the Young Ninjas, just working with what they had in the previous effectively. And a 100 damage nade on the Sapek. You rarely see those, Retro, but we just got one right in front of our eyes.
My oh my. This is looking good. Looking really, really good. mouz NXT just got to work their way forward in this round. Again, it's an eco from Young Ninjas in this one, which I'm not a huge fan of, but I can see why you'd go for something like this, definitely. We'll have to wait and see how things go. Zeus up close. We could hear the screams. Shane. Oh, reads into it. I thought maybe, just maybe, we'd hear the squeal, but nothing just yet. Now, in the way, in a 3v5, mouz NXT. I think this round is theirs all over. Saving the half armor quite possibly into the last. Young Ninjas going to try and keep the surviving players alive.
Yeah, you got to hold on to some of your armor at least. Maybe, I believe the loss mode is definitely high enough, so if Fozy holds on to his armor, he can get himself an op in the next round, as well as the rifle's utility for the remaining couple of players. So it's important that they hold on to this armor. Keep whatever they have to try and bring everything they can to stop mouz from taking the series. This is going to be 15-9, but can Young Ninjas hold onto their guns, or this last round is going to be so very difficult and huge from Fozy to take down the aggressing Xerxin. So it seems like the hunt will be called off temporarily, and I think as a whole now for mouz. So Young Ninjas will keep their armor and some of their guns to use for what could be the final round here of playoffs. Inferno. One final bye here for Young Ninjas in round number 26. Op bot out for Fozy. We'll have a couple of smokes. It's again a scattered bye for the rest of the players. No head armor, no kits for anybody. If this ends up in a post-plant retro, it is going to be just terrible scenes for Young Ninjas. They need to stop them at the door in this round. They need to do it absolutely now. Now is the best time to start winning.
Let's see how things go, how things continue. One more round, that's all mouz NXT need. 1 minute and 55 to determine that, and a last-ditch effort for Young Ninjas to try and stay 3-1. Shui finds one. Rolf trades. Not all bad here. The 4v4 situation. Zershan as well here to assist. A massive gap in that smoke, which might just be used and abused, but at the same time, we have a second rotation out towards B. This double play on Banana has actually pulled across a second man. Now, I'm very, very unsure about that one for Young Ninjas. Luckily, Rolf is going to come back to play, but as you mentioned, Horsey already aggressive, already waiting for the man. Nilo on the angle, though. The pit god himself back in business as he finds another kill. All of a sudden, players start flowing on out. Shane spots the head of Nilo as he drops on down. Rolf will find one. That needed to be a kill, and that won't be. 4v1. Zershan has to go huge. Too many bodies, not enough space, and it will be a 10th on the board for Young Ninjas. Surviving, it seems.
Yeah, mouz were scraping for a quick victory, sort of a Napoleon-esque type of victory. They're trying to get the initial frags and just win the round very quickly on the execute, but the Young Ninjas stayed alive for so long, and they eventually mouz ran out of gas. They didn't have any more flashbangs to take the fight, and Nilo and Rolf can hold that perfect crossfire from the pit position and bring them a much-needed round. Well done from the anchors on the A site. And another sign of life here for the Young Ninjas. They aren't out of it just yet, but neither are mouz. Buy back in, and aggression is the solution here for Young Ninjas, or maybe it's just another problem. Already a 4 versus 5.
Yeah, not a great start for the Young Ninjas, but again, working from this position isn't impossible, you know. We really, really do know that. We'll have to wait and see. Again, spam one out, nothing too substantial in the eyes of Young Ninjas right now. Shane? In apartments as well. This could be big. This really could be the play to make, Fi. We've just got to see calculated aggression from mouz NXT, which it has been all half, I would argue. But look at this. A triple stack towards A. And mouz know this. They're going to go right back towards B. Surprise, surprise. All in the hands of the AK of Rolf. Fozy will catch off Shane, and that's just going to hold an A player that little bit longer. Now the utility's on in. Rolf has to drop the molly, has to find something, and that he actually does. Smoke going to be in the way, I do believe. Shui tagged up to low.
Perfect.
A 4v4, lots of time brought by the man on B.
Yeah, that molly just stalls him out for so very long. They're going to push through the smoke, and lucky for them, there's no one on the other side of it. But a 4-on-4 retake. The molly has done heavy damage, and Rolf looking to continue to do more here from the coveted position.
Let's see. Shots are rattling off. Torzy finds one. Oh, Fozy in for another. Torzy low. Traded back and forth. All down to Nilo. And all done and dusted. 16-10. mouz NXT. You see the smiles on their faces. A really, really impressive game from them. And at the end of it all, amongst the heat, they rise to the occasion. mouz NXT 2-0. They move to the 3-1 stage in the Pinnacle Swiss. And that will be that. Young Ninjas, one more stab at it, no doubt about it. But, of course, for today, that is it for them. Really excited to see the future, though, for them, Fire. I'm excited to sort of gather up what's going to go down, what happens in the future with this team, because they look promising, no doubt about it.
Yeah, definitely so. I definitely give my approval to Young Ninjas for that. But mouz NXT just looked like they were on a different level today. That was just it. It was absolutely a tier 1 team playing today. The team play was amazing. The executes were perfect. Maybe a little bit sloppy towards the end of the game, but it doesn't necessarily matter when you can put it all together like that. 16-10 victory, very convincing here, and they advance to playoffs.
Yeah, still got one more game going on for today though. ENCE versus Entropic. Quite the David and Goliath story. We'll be back after an extended break, but when we are back, we've got more games to watch. Don't go anywhere. The pick and action will be right back.